Hello and welcome everybody. It's me, Raven. Yeah, you can call me Raven. Yeah, that's good enough a name for me. So it's something around 10:30 p.m. here in Finland, and you can see it's quite clear background light coming from the outside. It is soon, so the sun stays quite high here around the day, around the night in summer. But yeah, so I was thinking that tonight would be quite good night for a ASMR gaming video. I was going through Steam sale a few days back and I found this little game for cheap, quite cheap in Steam sale, and I thought this would be quite a good game to make a video about. This game is called Oknytt. It is a Swedish word translating roughly into goblins in English. I'm not exactly sure what it would be in Finnish, probably mahinen or some sort of little creature. Someone knowing Swedish better than me can correct me if I'm wrong with this. But anyway, the Oknytt are creatures from Swedish folklore, and I know quite little about this game. I first saw it on Steam sale quite a few days back this week. Never heard of it before. Only thing I know, it is a point and click game. So we'll play with the mouse, and it is based in the folklore, in the Swedish folklore and the Nordic folklore. We'll be controlling a small creature and trying to help this creature find its place in this dark and dim world of Swedish folklore, filled with other creatures from the legends. So, options. Oh yeah, I think that the colors are quite right. You'll be seeing it quite well. Yeah, camera quite good. Volume's quite good. You'll be hearing me. You'll be hearing the game quite well. Let's see a bit about the tutorials we are given. So, first page tells us about moving around in the game. So quite simply, left click on the ground to move the small creature around in the world. So 2 footsteps or foot patterns are displayed, and this icon above means that you can move to a new location by left clicking. Double clicking while this icon is shown lets you quickly travel between scenes. So double clicking will take us to another scene. Remember to save your progress using the game menu. So saving in this game seems to be done manually, but we'll have to remember to save the game ourselves while playing. What else do we have here? Interacting with the world. Hover over an item and hold the left mouse button to bring up the interaction menu. So we see things in the world, and holding left click on certain things in the game world will bring up this menu. Choose take, displayed with a hand. Choose take option if you'd like to attempt picking up or touching an object. So that is displayed by hand. Choose the talk option if you'd like to talk to a character or about an object. So we have this bubble thing speaking. Bubble, what's the word in English? Can't remember at the moment, but You see it. You see the bubble there. Then there's to choose the lore option, to have narrator expand on a being, object or a location, and that is displayed by a paper scroll, an open scroll. And if I'm not quite completely wrong, this game is narrated by a single narrator voice, and all these sounds in this game are narrated by the same voice, which by watching the trailer I myself found very relaxing voice. And the whole game seems to be a sort of like listening to a good story, sitting around a campfire with a old sounding deep voice, deep dark voice telling this story. Then we have the inventory, and right-clicking or pressing inventory icon on top right corner of the screen to access objects that you picked up. So we have this box looking inventory to gather things into, and we can attempt to combine objects in this inventory by left-clicking on item, dropping it on another, so they'll make something more useful combinations. And moving an item outside the inventory window will use it with character or an object. What else? Runestones. On the bottom of the screen are 4 runestones which have various effects on the environment around you. The effect, I think the known word would be effect, but yeah. The effect differs depending on which location you are currently at, and each rune is tied to a specific element. So we have 4 runestones that will make something quite interesting, that will have some quite interesting effects on the world. I have no idea what to expect, but we'll see soon enough. And the last page, keeping track of your progress journal, top left corner of the screen. Let's keep track of our current objective. Left clicking this tight scroll icon will bring the journal to us, or will open the journal. Lore library. Encountering new beings, we can find the lore in the lore library, and it can be accessed from game menu by pressing escape key. Great. So there are 25 pages of the lore in the lore library. Nothing is displayed yet except for question marks, because we haven't yet played this game, nor have we found anything that would create any journal pages. What is the word? Yeah, you know what I mean. We haven't yet found any things belonging into our journal instances, maybe. So we've been talking long enough, so let's start a new game and see what all this is about.
Hello, fellow traveler. Did you lose the trail? Come, have a seat by the fire. This is no night to be wandering these woods alone. You see, this is a special night, one rarely seen. Let me tell you a story to make the hours pass, one not many know of, and even fewer believe to be real.
Interesting stuff.
What do you see in this piece of stone? Yes, it is small, not much to look at, and to most, not of any particular use. Yet it is not of irrelevance to the story that I am about to share with you. You see, every 100 years or so, a strange event occurs. As the days grow short and the nights long, a night darker than others ensues. It is said that when the moon leaves the sky, as darkness envelops the land and the stars awaken, you can hear the sounds of being rarely seen. And if one lingers in the dark shadows waiting for sight to return, things that any other night would seem to be one thing appear to be another.
I really like the voice of this
It was during a night like this that a small, in the scope of the world, insignificant creature with no name was born.
What is this place?
The insignificant creature without a name wondered as it emerged from the ground and began to explore the dark world.
We are heading for a quite an interesting start with this furry, we go, creature, yeah, and our quite relaxing sounding narrator sitting with us around the fire, telling us about this dark night to occur once in a century, dark night that is just occurred. So we have the moving mouse will show us things to interact with, mounds of stones, spring. Down here we have these rune stones displayed.
As the small creature explored its surroundings, tiny drops of rain began to fall from the dark sky.
So interacting with the rune stones seems to be creating events for our tiny creature. So left clicking in the ground will make this creature move around, and yeah, the footsteps are displayed every time we skip to another place in the world. So right from this place would be field, and left would be a old stone. And here we have this mound of stones under which our creature emerged from that dark hole. Here's a bowl, let's grab the bowl.
The small creature carefully picked up the bowl along with the dried flowers.
So there are some dried flowers in our bowl we picked up, and we got the inventory screen lit up here. So we have the dried flowers and the bowl. We put the flowers in the bowl.
No, that's not how it happened.
So it did not happen that way. So the dried flowers were not put into the bowl, not back into the bowl. What can I do with this? Let's hear about the lore of these stones.
In the middle of the clearing, there was a mound of stones that seemed to have concealed something. Stuck between the stones were two branches tied together to form a cross.
Interesting.
The stones were too heavy for the small creature.
So we're not picking up the stones. We're not picking up this mound.
What a beautiful place!
The small, insignificant creature thought to itself, admiring the reflected glow of the stars. The creature tried to collect some of the cold water, but was unable to keep the elusive liquid in its hands.
Let's see if our bowl could hold some water.
No, that's not how it happened.
Well, maybe we aren't supposed to collect water with our bowls. Let's put the bowl away. And what does our creature have to say about the stones?
What was I doing below those stones?
The creature wondered, standing next to the hole it just crawled out of.
Interesting. How about this scroll here? There might be someone around who can explain where I am. That's what our creature here is thinking right now. Let's go to the old stone and see what we have here. So I suppose this here is the old stone. Yes, it is a round enough stone with a hole in it and some runes around this hole in the stone. There's a skeleton on the ground. Let's see what the narrator has to say about it. What's the lore of these bones?
In the circle laid a pile of bones.
Well, you would have guessed.
Do I look like this on the inside?
The small creature wondered, looking hard at the bones, trying to make out their original positions.
Can we pick up the bones?
The creature searched the ground for anything useful. Amongst the shattered bones, one piece seemed to be sharper than the others.
So, now we have a sharp piece of bone, a bone dagger of sorts. So we have some more runes here, green of sort of earth elements. And this blue one, I guess, is a water element as it started to rain a bit earlier. Then we have this fire and air. Classic Greek elements many times encountered in this kind of things. So it's just a circle of mushrooms and a smaller one with a sort of stone in the background, and to the left of our position would be tool shed. What does creature have to
Is
say
there
about it?
really someone strong enough to move a stone like this?
The creature looked at the large stone, its eyes filled with fear and admiration alike. Reaching into the hole, the small creature felt something flat, round and hard. As it removed the object from the hole, it saw that it was an old coin.
So now we've found a coin inside the stone. What about these mushrooms?
The small creature thought about taking one of the mushrooms, but they didn't look all that tasty.
So no taking mushrooms tonight. How about the other mushrooms? Any better?
The small creature thought...
The same thing. Here's a grinding stone. Let's pick
The
it up.
small creature barely managed to pick up the heavy grinding stone.
Well, still managed to pick it. What if I put the earth element into play? Nothing seems to happen. No, nothing. Rain stopped by pressing the water elemental thing. Here's a burned out fireplace.
What a nice feeling.
The creature thought to itself as it curled up beside the fireplace, trying to warm its small body next to the coals.
How about the
The
fire?
warmth emanating from the coals had almost faded
Yes.
when something seemed to reignite them. The small creature
I thought.
watched the coals for a while, spellbound by their calming glow. The
So it triggers the same thing again and again. What would we be doing next? Tool rack. Let's see.
The top part of the shaft had been broken and was barely attached to the rest of the tool, now unusable for working the fields.
Let's see if you can grab this.
As the small
thing.
creature touched it, the top part of the shaft easily came off.
So now we have a sort of broken shaft or a wooden shaft, a stick here. You have this sharp bone piece, an iron coin, grinding stone, dried flowers and bowl. How about grind these flowers?
no. No, that's not how it happened.
No, right. Let's not grind the flowers then. What does the scroll say? A mysterious boulder is standing in one of the clearings. There might be someone around who can... Alright, so it collects more journal entries. Entry was the word I was looking for earlier. More journal entries are collected on top of each other, leaving the older ones below. So we seem to be having 5 chapters in this game, and we'll be covering parts of this start of the game here. I will most probably not be playing the whole game as a playthrough in these videos. Maybe I'll be making another, we'll see, but it will kind of ruin the point of this game to just show that story to you, so you can go pick it up from Steam and sort of find out yourself. But I'll be covering some parts of this story here. Let's grab this piece of cloth here. No.
Hey! An angry voice emanated from the shed as the creature was about to pick up the piece of cloth laying on the ground. I found that. If you want it, you'll just have to bring me something else that I can use.
So this Stompten is a guardian Tomten gnome, a guardian gnome, vartija tonttu in Finnish, suomeksi. He seems to be quite determined at guarding this piece of cloth, and he'll be wanting something from us in return for taking the cloth. Let's talk to the guy.
The small creature said politely.
Who are you?
The guard stomped looked at the creature. I'm the one who looks after this place. No simple task, mind you. The master of the farm hasn't been tending to the land enough this season, so I have to make up for his stupidity by working myself to the bone. The guard stomped muttered in a stern yet slightly proud voice.
So...
You're a small one, aren't you? I haven't seen something like you before. Where did you come from? The small creature looked at the guard stomped.
I'm not sure. I remember waking up beneath a stone mound, and as I crawled out, the first thing I saw was the stars. Do you know why I'm here?
The small creature asked hopefully. I see. Beneath the old stone mound. The guard stomped appeared to remember something, becoming quiet for a moment before continuing. No, I'm afraid I don't know why you were born into this place, little one. Nor do I think there is truly a place for you here at the farm. You should look for a place of your own elsewhere. The small creature hung its head for a moment after hearing the guard stomp's response. Don't fret, little one. You'll find your place in this world, I'm sure of it. This farm has simply never been that place.
Right. So there's a journal entry talking about the man in the shed is having a hard time taking care of the fields. Journal entry of our little creature. So I'm not quite attuned into Swedish folklore, but in Finnish folklore, this kind of godstompten or tontut were sort of guardian creatures of the peasant fields and houses in Finnish paganic law and paganic religions, and people used to offer to these gnomes or tontus or tomten to get the protection and guarding from them, for they were considered quite powerful entities of the nature, and people respected and feared them as magical sort of protectors and guardian angel kind of things. But also people feared that the gnomes would bring nature and bad luck upon them when they were not treated properly. Yeah. Here we have a cartwheel. What does our creature have to say about it?
I wonder why they were left here. Didn't the farmer need them anymore?
The small creature thought to itself.
Yeah, right. But if we take this air thing, a leaf fell into the fireplace, it seems. How about if we ignite it now? What happens?
The warmth emanating from the coals had almost faded when something seemed to reignite them. The small creature watched the coals for a while, spellbound by their calming glow.
Nope. What else? So there's the field. The fourth place, they seem to be in sort of square sort of formation, these places, so we can go into the fields that we saw from the right side of our stone pile at the last moment, and here I think we can get back to the here comes the tool shed, but I'm quite sure we can, yes, here we can get to the amount of stones we came from. So we can circle around these 4 places here. Then we have a, below the boards, this sort of hole in the ground again, and a house and a windmill showing in the dark background. Here's a scarecrow. What can we do with it? There's a hole in the head of the scarecrow.
Touching the scarecrow, the creature could feel the dry hay prickling it through the burlap.
Right.
Hello?
The small creature uttered nervously, but the scarecrow remained silent. Touching the... In the middle of the field, there stood a rugged scarecrow, seemingly looking up into the starlit sky.
So there seems to be a hole in the head of the scarecrow, and I'm not exactly sure if it is supposed to be just a eye hole, or if it's supposed to be used and something taken into the hole. Here's a piece of cloth. Let's see.
The small creature tried to remove the piece of cloth, but was unable to.
Let's see if we can cut it with our bone knife. Yes. Oh.
As the small creature used the sharp piece of bone to cut the stitches that held the cloth in place, the scarecrow sprung to life, quietly watching its visitor.
So it was a eye hole of a sort, and now we have a white glow emanating from the head of the, or from the eye of this scarecrow. Let's talk to it again.
Hello?
The small creature uttered nervously, but the scarecrow remained silent.
Stay silent. Just staring at us with that sort of creepy looking white glowing eye. Let's grab some hay from the head. So now we have some hay here and the piece of cloth. Yes. And what else would we need? Would there be anything else? No, doesn't seem so. Let's get back to the field from the scarecrow. Let's see if we can make it into this small burrow.
The small creature was reluctant to crawl into the pitch black hole.
No. Our creature does not want to crawl into this dark hole under the house there, but I think we could make some sort of torch maybe out of these.
No, that's not how it happened.
some hay that we stick.
No,
Nope.
no, that's not how it happened.
Nope. Let's go. Let's see. We put the rail on again. Would something happen to the field? No. Let's get back to our mound of stones. There's the spring, as we see it. What if we toss this coin in the lake?
Yep.
No. It is not a lucky pond. There's the mound of stones again. Some fireflies playing in the corner. No, nothing. We put the flame here. How about the air thing? The dragonfly. Or was it there from the very beginning? No, it is coming when I press the air thing. Let's go back to the old stone and see about these mushrooms. Or did I already ask about it?
It is believed that circles of mushrooms spring up when elves appear to join one another in dance. If an unlucky man or woman should join them in their dance, they would find that time passes faster within the elf circle, and years may go by while they are engrossed in a few moments of joyful dance.
So again, I'm not quite sure what to translate elves into in neither English or Finnish, but these elf creatures seem to be creating circles of mushrooms to enthrall people into spending time of years that feel like much shorter time of little moments here in these circles. And in Finnish folklore we have a similar sort of thing, not exactly regarding elves, but a sort of enchantment placed by forest itself upon people while entering, that a person that enters a forest and gets sort of lost in the forest would get into what we call, I think the word is metsänpeitto, which means the cover of forest. So the person would forget their sense of time and space and get disorientated within the woods, which seems to be how people in the older ages living amidst the forest with hundreds of miles mere forest in every direction would here in Finland describe the feeling caused by getting lost in the forest. That's my thought on it. But I'm quite interested in any kinds of folklore stuff and magical sort of stories of our peoples. So here we are back again with this tool shed, and let's put some hay. No, we're not putting any hay into the fire. How about the cloth? No, we're not burning anything today. Something else
The
taken.
tools were too...
We are too weak to carry these things. How about the cart? I'm sorry.
The cartwheels were
Cigarettes.
buried too deep for a small creature to...
No pulling cartwheels out of the ground. An interesting thing, certainly. What on earth is that? think. There's certainly something under the ground, beside the toolshed and below the tool rack, and it makes me uneasy. And it makes our creature uneasy, I guess, too. But I think this gaming has been enough for this session for tonight. I think we'll save the game in the first empty slot we have here. Slot and quick save. Yes. Now we have a save game here, and I think we'll be going back to main menu, and this will be all for tonight. I'm glad you came along to see what this game looks like and get yourself sucked into this Swedish folklore based game, and within the Swedish folklore itself, hopefully you got some nice ASMR triggers here, or you're otherwise relaxed, probably sleeping, hopefully not merely out of boredom of my gaming, as we did not make too much progress with the game yet, but I think I'll see you next time.